Hello, my name is John Sebesta, and a little while ago I did a video on a dream that I had on January 31st, 2018, the night of the blue moon. And now I'm going to actually demonstrate it. Now, I set up this room with some chairs, but it doesn't give an actual view of what occurred. It was a classroom setting. And in a classroom setting, there was a group of, say, 30 people in it. And I had gotten up on a chair like this, and I was pointing out, saying that the apocalypse is upon us. The separation is over. And I saw droplets of water all over my arm that I was pointing. I looked down at the other one, and it had the same thing. Tons of droplets of water. And so I was saying with great intensity that the separation is over. And I was going into the details of it, like the details of the name apocalypse. APO is to remove. Clips means a veil. It's a wedding veil. Like when you remove a veil of a bride, and the groom and the bride are together once again. And that was the end of the dream. Now that occurred on January 31st, 2018, so it wasn't long ago. And actually that morning is when I realized about the blood moon that occurred that same night. And I realized it wasn't an ordinary night. I knew then that I've got to get this word out, and I've got to keep getting it word out as much as possible. And I want to also show a little bit about myself. I'm no ordinary person in some ways. I've got a testimony that's unbelievable. I've seen so many things. And one event that I wanted to bring out was the day that I saw Jesus. And I'll go through it all. This is the face of the person I saw, and you'll see it is Jesus. It comes off the shroud of Turin. And coming off that shroud, I was often wondered why they shaded one side like it was shaded and the other side wasn't. It was like lit up. And as I remembered back on my dream, this is exactly how I saw him. Let me demonstrate. He was on a couch, such as this one, and I was on a chair a little bit smaller, but it was like a couch setting. And when I woke up, when I came in the dream, I saw Jesus sitting on the right-hand side of me. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at 5 people in front of him, and he didn't even glance at me. And immediately, though, realizing that what I saw, I immediately went up to his ear, and I whispered in his ear, "Are you Melchizedek?" And he said, "Yes." Immediately, I found myself bowing at his knees. And I felt the power coming off his robe. And shortly after that, the dream ended. For months after that, I kept thinking to myself, did I really see Jesus? Did I really see him? And then, I guess it was almost over a year, Rosh Hashanah came about. It was the night of Rosh Hashanah. My daughter comes running into the house, and she yells out, "Dad, Dad, it's Rosh Hashanah." It's the Jewish New Year's. And as she comes in, my wife and I and my daughter all sit around the TV watching a TV show. It was a show that was put on by Les Feldick. He was a teacher. He was like a Bible scholar, very, very good. And he pointed out on the TV show that Jesus Christ was indeed Melchizedek. The reason why is because it proved the idea that he died for all of us. And he actually, even towards the, if you look in the New Testament, he even says that he died in the order of Melchizedek. If you can read up further, if you wish, in the Bible all about him. But that night, that wasn't the most important thing that came out of that. Was the fact that it proved that I did see him on the night of the Gentile New Year's, January 1st, 2013. Because this was Rosh Hashanah, it was a Jewish New Year's, and it was 2014, September 25th. Now that's only one part of my testimony. There's plenty more pieces. But I wanted to bring out some other points. One was, is it plausible? Could 2018 be the rapture? And I was reviewing some of the information that I had put together through the years in my studies of the Bible, and I noticed there was one thing that I really, it just came visible to me. One was the fact that some of the years, let me read off some of these years. Like for instance, there's one that says 2160 BC. Noah dies and Sarah is born at 2150. Another one is 2010 BC. Abram moves from his town at about 50 years old. Another one is 2085. Abram goes from his to Canaan now. He's 75 years old. Another year is 2060. Abram is at 100 years old and has Isaac. Another one is 2020. Isaac is 40 years old and marries Rebecca. Another one is, 2000 BC. Isaac is 60 years old and the twins are born. Okay, so notice these all Jewish milestones. There's another one here, 1440. It goes into the Exodus, the actual Exodus date when Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt. That was 1440. But what's interesting is, about all these dates, they were divisible by 5. Now, say, for instance, 2018 is the year when we are raptured. I firmly believe we're raptured prior to the tribulation. We're never going to see it. We're never going to see the Antichrist. The church won't see it. And there's other reasons. There's the fact that we have the temple within us. The Israelites, if they build a temple, you cannot have the temple being built in Israel while the temple is in us, because Jesus is in us. We are in Him. You can't have those two temples coexisting. And you know the Israelites are going to build any day now, any time. Would they wait another 5 years? No. So it's very plausible that 2018 could be that year. It could be this year. Also, too, I was watching a show. It was about Andrew Snowden. And he was talking about how powerful the IT world is with our cell phones. That they can track every one of us. They can know us better than we do. And that's any company, any corporation, like the CIA or whatever. They can actually track every individual and know exactly if what you're thinking or whatever else. It gets really serious. But knowing that, we realize that the Antichrist can take over any time. He can take over any time. So could 2018 be the year? Yes, it definitely could. And that's what I wanted to bring out. So given that, there was, I'll end with a couple of verses. One was Matthew 24:31. Matthew 24:31, you'll see that we don't know the day and the hour that Jesus comes. But what's interesting in that verse, he never says we won't know the year. Matter of fact, he doesn't even say the month. He says the day and the hour. That's definitely true. I wouldn't know what day or the hour. But am I thinking that it could be 2018? Yes, it could be definitely 2018. So the rapture could occur. And that's what I want to bring out to everyone. Make sure you understand that. But also understand that to get to heaven, you can only do it through Jesus. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. That's through John 14:6. Another one is Corinthians 15, verse 1 to 4. It specifies the gospel, that Jesus died for us, He was buried, and rose again. And the third one I want to bring out was, Romans 10:9, one of my favorite verses. That if you say with your mouth, and you believe in your heart that Jesus died for you, He was buried, and He rose again, then you're saved. I love that verse. If anyone has any questions about anything that I've said, please reach out to me. My email address is John, John, A like an apple, B like a boy, 123 @att.net. Thank you.